Hi everybody, it's Nikki again, and I'm looking through my examples. I had a couple of really good ones, and now I feel like I have a good one. I don't know if it's going to be enough, so I'll start with this. These videos are my personal experience, my personal opinion, my own personal little experiments, it's a true exploration on my part about how to use this calibration factor in my eye, SIG, and everything else. What I think I have at my fingertips is a freaking world of knowledge that I did not have before understanding it, and I'm still in the process of understanding it. So with each video, I'm getting closer, but I don't know yet that I'm 100%. In fact, I'm pretty sure I'm not. But so please do not take this as medical advice. Please do not go off and read some, number and do some insulin or something like that. It's not what I want. And I'm not trying to sell anybody on anything at all. I'm trying to share what I've stumbled upon, and I think it's great. So, and maybe somebody even smarter can get their hands on this and really do something with it. Okay, so this right here, I would like to prove how I can see, and I see it all the time, but now I think I understand why I see it. And this is what I would like to show you. These are my numbers. And this particular day, these are my numbers over the span. The entire page is 3 hours of blood sugars, calibration factors, and actions based on those things. The one I'm going to look at right now, I guess I'm going to start with right here. We'll start with this 126 and 128. I see there's tons and tons of examples like this. I would like to get this video done and move on with my house cleaning. So here we go. I have a 126 SG, what I see on my pump, a 128 BG, that was my finger stick, a calibration factor of 5.35. 5.35 to me is a basically stable number. It means, if anything, I'm beginning to move a little low, but nothing remarkable. Now, I set my timer, because I am doing timer right now, so that I can learn about what these calibration factors mean. I set my timer for 30 minutes. When I come back in about 30 minutes, I see that my SG is a 117, my BG is a 117. What I would like to say about that is that over these last couple of days, now that I'm really looking at this C factor thing, what I understand is that when my sugar is stable, my SG is really good, because there's not much fluctuating going on. So it's hanging with me great. And then auto mode, for the most part, is working pretty well because it's making appropriate decisions. Now, once I start to swing, I lose my SG, I shake it. And then auto mode begins to act upon an outdated number. Don't go. So I don't burn down the house while I do this. Okay, so auto mode, when my blood sugar is stable, really works well with me because I'm giving it a good number. Because my SG is delayed, and it is, what happens is then that auto mode is making all these decisions based on a calibration factor, I believe, and because there's a delay, now it's acting slightly behind the curve. And it is then beginning to mess with my sugars because it's making inappropriate decisions. I understand that there are going to be people who would want to throw tomatoes at me. I get that. I understand that there's people that have wonderful experiences on this pump, but I am not one of them, except for that I can when I do all these things, and that's how I'm learning what it all means. This might not be true for you, and you might be a relatively stable kind of girl or guy or whatever, and then so skip this video. For those that aren't, there might be good information here, and okay. So I started at a 126 and 128. 30 minutes later, I found a 117 because my sugar was relatively stable. I checked right here. I'm trying to test less because this is a lot of testing, so I'm trying to try out different amounts of time without doing a finger stick. Now, what I saw was a 111. And at some point, where did I have? I had a banana, no insulin, because somewhere in my mind, a 111, even though my calibration factor was fine, triggered an old response, which was a 111, I might crash. So I had a banana. Well, now I can see what that banana did. And this is at 8:42. Almost immediately, my calibration factor is a 6.58, meaning now my blood sugar is really on the move from an unnecessary banana. Now, maybe the banana wasn't a bad choice, but maybe doing the banana with no insulin at all was where I made the mistake there. And I did make a mistake. My sugars ended up, going on the other end. Okay, so at 8:42, I don't have a BG comparison. At 8:57, my SG is a 104. My BG is a 135. Some people might look at that difference and they say, oh, it's just an inaccurate reading. It's just a bad reading. It's a bad sensor. We have all these different things that we think. But what I think is that it's not a bad sensor. It's not a bad reading. My BG, based on that calibration factor of a 658, is on the move, and it's moving too fast for my SG to keep up. So now my SG is at a 104, my BG is at a 135. I set my timer for 15 minutes because I want to see whether or not I should exit auto. When I come back around 15 minutes later, my SG is at a 135. Okay, with an arrow up, because now it's registering that calibration factor rise. So it's registering it, but it's registering it behind when I can with the calculator. In actuality, at that point, my BG is a 169. Again, I don't read those as just inaccurate readings. I read these as a delay because my blood sugar is moving fast. Now I'm moving at a 7.16. Again, I ate a banana, and I did that. I did that because I thought I needed to, because for 14 years I've been a diabetic, and it turns out I'm doing lots of stuff every day, all day. That wasn't a good call. I had no idea until now, because now I can really see what my blood sugar is doing with the calibration factor. So these videos, I guess, I'm going to leave that one right there. These videos are context, and that's what they are. 6 minutes and 54 seconds of context. But the reason why is because I am discovering amazing things with this calibration factor information, and I want so badly to share it and to have other people choose whether or not to use it. It is my blood sugars, 144, 128, 117, 135, 169, 166, 105, and over half of that has been in auto. And it's because I'm beginning to understand what auto's thinking, and I'm beginning to head off any potential problems. Thank you for watching. I'm going to try to go reset and go do my bills and my house cleaning, even though bill numbers are not nearly as exciting or alive as these. Thanks.